if you are praying for different things, if you are praying for opportunities, the opportunities will present themselves. But I will caution you not to get so busy that you are neglecting the things that are most important to you, which is your family. Because you can achieve all these things, millions of dollars and all these accolades and people patting you on the back. But then when those people go away, who do you have? Hey, family. This is Che Willis coming back with another episode of Wealth is a Journey podcast. Guys, this is episode 99. 99 weeks of consistency, 99 weeks of getting it done. Man, this is a big deal, bro. I remember starting episode 1, and now we all weigh 99 weeks later, and I am super excited. But before we get started, if you are a first-time listener, watcher, or subscriber, thank you so much for joining us. On this podcast, we talk about faith, family, and finances, among other things. If you are a return listener, watcher, or subscriber, thank you so much for joining us again. Hopefully, we are adding value to your lives on the way to the M's, because as always, we are getting to the M's. So, guys, like I said, I am super excited about this being episode 99. It took a lot of work and a lot of things to get us here to this spot. And like I said before, on this podcast, we talk about faith, family, and finances. And today we are going to talk about the faith piece. And it's not going to be a church uh, podcast episode, but I believe in order to gain wealth or get better at anything, you need wisdom. And in my community that we just started a few months ago, I always talk about wisdom. And wisdom, obviously, in the Bible, talks about wisdom as a principal thing. And with all you're getting, get understanding. And I believe that if you want to be wealthy or you want to grow something, family, your finances, fitness, friendship, whatever it is, you need wisdom. So, what I want to talk about is what is wisdom? What does that mean? And wisdom is the ability to apply knowledge, experience, and understanding in a way that fosters sound judgment, discernment, and good decision making. Let me read that again. Wisdom is the ability to apply knowledge, experience, and understanding in a way that fosters sound judgment, discernment, and good decision making. So, what I want to do now is kind of go back, and I want to go back to when I was younger for just a brief minute. For those who are new to this podcast, I grew up in Lower Marion. I went to school with Kobe Bryant, and um, the side that I lived on was not the wealthy side. Like Lower Marion School District is one of the wealthiest at the time, anyway, was one of the wealthiest in the country, I believe. And so I went to school with a lot of affluent people, people who had money, things of that nature. So I always wanted what I saw, and I saw people, their kids getting cars, brand new cars, kids going to these prestigious colleges and things of that nature. And I remember uh, living with my grandmother and my grandfather before he passed away, and some other family members. And I always remembered praying when I was a kid. God, I want to be wealthy. God, I want to be rich. Uh, Things of that nature, like prayers. I want to be healthy and I want to live a long time. And I distinctly remember these prayers. Now, when you pray for something, God will provide you with the answers to your prayers. Now, they're not going to be things falling from the sky. You ask to be a millionaire or you pray to be a millionaire, things of that nature. Money's not going to fall from the sky, but God will connect you with the people. And if you're paying attention, he will provide you with the answers. So when I asked to be wealthy when I was a kid, he provided me with hardworking grandparents and a hardworking mother and a hardworking father. And I saw these things and I said, okay, if I want to be wealthy, at the very least, I know I need to work hard. So that was the foundation right there. I needed to work hard. So I did that. In high school, I worked two jobs at times to be able to buy the things that I wanted, right? So we got the hard work piece down. So that's prayer was answered. I was able to save money. I also found how to save money. So in working, instead of, blowing my money, the things that I wanted, I saved for because I know in order to get the things, I would have to save for them, right? So I got that piece down. I continue to pray. I would love to be wealthy. I want to be rich. I want to be healthy, things of that nature. But I was overweight. So years later, God provided me with friends. I struggled with weight all of my life for the most part. And then around the time I was 38, 39, I think I was around 40, as a matter of fact. My dad had just recently passed away from diabetes, and I saw the decline in his health. And what that did was, again, wisdom. It showed me from experience, if I don't take care of my body, if I don't take care of myself, then this would be the result of me and seeing other family members as well. But, being close to home, my dad passing away from diabetes, it showed me what would happen if I did not take care of myself. So God provided me with that example. And then he also provided me with an example of a friend, Nancy Taylor. So she did the keto diet. So I had an example and somebody who I could talk to get my health where it needed to be. So incorporated the diet, then also a group of friends that exercised, rode bikes. So I started riding bikes and things of that nature. So God is continually answering my prayer. However, it took me being able to recognize the signs of what I was praying for and knowing that it's not going to fall from not that it was going to fall from the sky, but I needed to look for the signs of how God was answering my prayers. So then the wealth piece also comes along in my prayers as well. So I go to Seeds of Greatness Bible Church. I talk about this church all the time, greatest church on earth, in my opinion, because they talk to you about being a whole person, a leader. And in order for you to be a leader, you need to be able to do the things that you're telling other people to do. So one of the things was about finances. So they ended up having uh, Financial Peace University at the church. So in order for you to be wealthy, in my opinion, you need to be able to control your finances. So I took the course and it took me and my family to a whole nother level financially. So we paid down all of our debts, and then that gave us more money to be able to invest. And I believe that one of the ways in order for you to be wealthy is that you need to be investing in something that's going to make your money work harder for you than you work for it eventually. So we go through Financial Peace University. Shout out to Rick Edwards, and he was one of the leaders of the Financial Peace University. And that helped us out a lot financially. Now, one of my other prayers was that I leave I'm able to retire from my corporate job by the time I'm 45. And this was back when I was 21. It's always been a prayer of mine. Now, will that happen? Maybe, maybe not. But God provided me with answers on how to do the thing. So he made me good at finances. because I practiced and I did the principles that I learned and I got good at it. So now I'm able to teach other people how to do what my wife and I did. We got completely out of debt. We're now investing at a rapid pace. And that showed me that people who look like me are able to do the things that I saw when I was in high school, the things that I prayed for in high school.
What's going on, family? This is Che Willis from Wealth as a Journey. Did you know that we just started a wealth building community? In this community, we meet once a month on Zoom. We discuss financial areas of opportunity. We discuss wins and strategies to get you to the M's. In anybody's wealth building journey, if you're just starting out, it can be super lonely and difficult. In this community, we're also going to hold you accountable to where you say you want to be. So if you need the accountability, if you need the family atmosphere, if you need help getting to your desired financial result, come join the community. My website is www.wealthisajourney.com. Join the community today to get to your financial result. Thank you.
And so now I started a business. Wealth is a journey. So now I'm teaching people how to handle their finances. I'm doing one-on-one counseling, one-on-one coaching. I'm speaking now in front of audiences. I have a podcast talking about financial literacy, talking about the things that I've gone through in life that can help you, the viewer, do life a little better, a little easier based on the things that happened to me in my life. So getting busier and different things of that nature. And again, remember, I'm telling you that I want to be wealthy back when I was in high school. And I'm seeing these things. So what happens is God is now providing me with opportunities to speak to different people, and I'm getting busier. Now, in previous podcast episodes, especially the marriage series, we talked about balance. And I believe that there's really no such thing as balance because if you're going hard in one area over here, then you're neglecting something over here. And again, we talk about wisdom. So I'm one day random. I'm walking in church, and my pastor was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "I'm busy," and he said something to me short, but it was so profound. He was like, "Well, you know that you do have control over your schedule, right?" And I'm like, "Oh man." What he's telling me is that I'm choosing to be busy. I'm choosing to be overwhelmed, basically. The wisdom piece is I can either take heed to what he said, or I can just continue doing what I'm doing and then crash and burn. And the thing about it is that the things that I'm doing it for myself, and I'm also doing it to build something for my family. So if I'm busy over here doing my 9 to 5, after my 9 to 5, I'm doing wealth as a journey things. I'm speaking weekends. I'm doing one-on-one coaching calls after hours on the weekends. When do I have time for my family? And one thing that happened to me just recently, which is the reason why I'm talking about this today, is I had a podcast episode that was supposed to be taped, filmed. And then the person I was supposed to film the podcast with canceled on me last minute. Now, was I upset? A little bit because I'm the routine guy, and if something breaks the routine, then it kind of throws me off. But I so this here's what happened. So I go, my son goes upstairs, And then like 10 minutes later, I'm thinking about okay, well, how can I shift things around? How can I still make the podcast episode happen regardless? And there was really no way. So I go upstairs, I'm on my phone, and then I look up and I see my son sitting at the counter. He's eating dinner, but he's eating dinner by himself. And he's looking at his phone while he's eating dinner. And I stopped and I said, "Oh my God, what am I doing?" Because prior to this happening, this has been an ongoing thing for a while now. And the problem is that I allowed it to happen. I'm doing all these things. I'm building up this thing, the business, and I'm neglecting the people that I'm doing it for, including myself. And it killed me. Like it hurt to see that. Because prior to that, my wife had said something before. Hey, we need to eat dinner more. We need to hang out more. And she's really good at reminding us of that. But what happens is you get into this pattern of what's comfortable. And what's comfortable is doing the thing that you want to do, to build the thing that you want to build. And for him to be on his phone with TikTok or watching a show on his phone or talking to his friends or whatever the case may be, and for her, doing her business stuff as well. And we get comfortable and we get in this zone of doing our own thing. But wisdom is telling me that this should not be. Because if we go through life achieving, but then we neglect our family, then what are we really doing it for? Like the people that we love. So I stopped what I was doing, uh, going back to my son eating dinner at the counter. I stopped what I was doing. I said, "Hey, turn your phone off." I warmed my food up and I sat down with him. My wife couldn't join us; she was on a call, but I told him to turn off everything, and then we just started talking. And although I felt awful, I felt better because then I let him know I'm sorry because I'm doing all this stuff, and as soon as God provided the opportunity for me to stop, I started thinking about all the other things that I could be doing, business related, but not thinking about family time. So although the podcast episode was not filmed when I felt like it should have been, God provided me the opportunity to realize that this is more important and this is what I need to be doing. Hanging out with your son. Because a long time ago, one of the things that made me fearful about achieving corporate success. I was reading a book and it talked about how people in corporate climb the corporate ladder and then their kids don't know them at home because they're spending so many hours working, they're spending so many hours achieving and climbing this corporate ladder. And it scared me away because I was on a fast track at one point of climbing the corporate ladder, and that scared me. But the enemy is so subtle because although I knew better, because I was neglecting my family, or I knew better that if I climbed the corporate ladder trying to, build things of that nature, it was going to pull me away from my family, then he provided an opportunity for me to get busy doing my 9 to 5, doing my business, building something, and scheduling things around dinner time. So I'm saying all that to say that if you are trying to build something and you are trying to achieve things, please, please carve out time for your family on a regular basis because it makes no sense for you to build something and you're so busy and then you get in a pattern, you get in this loop of being busy and then you neglect the people who are important to you, who you're building it for. And look for the signs. Sometimes I would find myself, and hopefully you can identify, if you can identify, put a comment below because I'm sure this will help somebody. That you get in this loop or you get in this pattern of doing something business related, or you're trying to build something, or you might be just trying to post something that in the grand scheme of things doesn't really matter. And then your son calls you. And then because he called you, or your daughter called you, or your spouse called you, and because they called you while you were trying to do something, you got frustrated when they're the most important thing. That's an opportunity. So then I started thinking back to the times that I got frustrated, and I understand now that I need an attitude adjustment because uh I need to make more time spending with them. So anyway, back to the story of my son. So we had a great conversation just talking about stuff. Um, and I believe the more we have interactions, the closer we're going to get. So what won't happen is once wealth as a journey gets to where I believe it can go, he won't resent me when we achieve the thing that I'm looking to achieve because I didn't spend time with him. So now I as a result of that interaction, as a result of that happening, I cut back my schedule. I stopped scheduling things around dinner time. So uh if you are praying for different things, if you are praying for opportunities, the opportunities will present themselves. But I will caution you not to get so busy that you are neglecting the things that are most important to you, which is your family. Because you can achieve all these things, millions of dollars and all these accolades and people patting you on the back. But then when those people go away, who do you have? So that's what this episode is all about. This was really impactful for me. Um, it 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 helped me a lot. And although it was, in my opinion, the reason that it happened, it was bad. The podcast episode being canceled, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. So that's another thing too. Uh, Look for opportunities that when perceived bad things happen, look for the opportunity for the good in it, and it'll help change your perspective on when bad things happen. So, man, that made me feel so bad. But I'm glad it happened because now I feel better, and now I feel like where your attention goes or where your focus goes, that's when the thing grows. So my focus in this year is to grow my family, the interactions anyway. I'm not trying to have more kids at all, but to grow my family, the interactions, the time that we get to spend together, and then also grow the business and grow in my 9 to 5 as long as I'm there. So hopefully this has helped somebody. Um, Continue to tune in. We will have episode 100 next. Super excited about that. But thanks for rocking out with Wealth as a Journey. And if you have any stories or any comments, if you can identify with anything that I said today, please comment below because I'm sure it will help somebody. So that's the episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wealth is a journey. We will see you next week. Peace.